When I think back on it, I remember telling family members when I was really young, when are we gonna start calling me boy? Like all this girl stuff's been good, girl stuff, right? Wearing the skirts and doing the dresses for y'all, like I love it. And also, when are we gonna get to talk about this other part of myself that, is really prevalent for me? I don't know, it was always kind of there for me. When I look back, I'm like, y'all didn't know anything about, I try to tell you. I mean, what can I do? But it wasn't until I moved to Milwaukee when I was 21, saw my first drag show, and was like, oh, people play with gender. This is a brand new world for me. Folks are getting called he and him because they asked for that. What? I've been doing this since I was a child, so I would love to try. I remember I auditioned for the Milltown Kings, who, at that time were like the premier drag king troupe and one of the first dedicatedly drag king centered troupes in Milwaukee. And the first time I saw them perform at UWM Drag Show, which was the thing back in the day, like you weren't there, where were you at, right? That was my first foray into performing in Milwaukee. I think being part of the Milltown Kings was a really important stepping stone for me. It was the first place where people asked me what my pronouns were. And I was able to confidently say he, and folks said, yeah, absolutely, and just accept that. It really helped me get comfortable with the fact that I was starting to think, okay, I'm a trans person. How do I live this in my everyday life? I'm not sure yet, but at least on this night, for these months, I can be the version of this person that I want to be. So very pivotal for me. And so the things that I started becoming drawn to had to do a lot with social justice. I was part of the Public Allies. That was the first time that I worked with AmeriCorps. And then I went to Chicago and worked with Howard Brown. All of these things really, paint my picture, if you will, when it comes to activism and performance. I work with the Department of Public Health, state of Wisconsin. I am the HIV prevention coordinator. A lot of folks are looking to us to find out, how do I test? How do I talk to people about HIV? Is that still a thing? So we do a lot of conversational learning, busting the myths, and just making sure that people who are working on the ground are ready for the folks who come in to ask them these questions. I might not be a person who's living with HIV, but I still very much care about it because the people that I love and care about are also in this work. Ronnie is one of those people. And Ronnie is a pillar in Milwaukee and the surrounding area communities regarding HIV prevention and care. Being around Ronnie, being able to work with him in several different capacities, just influenced me to care more about HIV prevention and care. LGBTQ people are pretty much everywhere. And not out to push our agenda on folks, just out there to live and do our best and thrive. I don't feel like I'm, super elder, but I also understand the privilege that comes with wisdom being a 40-year-old in our community. There's a lot of opportunity to reach across these divides and make the community more tight-knit. Right now, there's a lot of separation, and one acronym doesn't keep us all together. I hope to be remembered for being a person who was really, really open to people and was very aware that folks need to express themselves and being more just aligned with who we're supposed to be. I feel like I've been able to be maybe a inspiration for some of the other Black trans masculine people that I know, and making that connection stronger so that our community can flourish in that way.